Monday, November 27th. Approval of minutes, City Council Workshop Meeting, December 8th. And approval of City Council minutes, December 15th. If no one has any changes or corrections, call for a motion and we approve these minutes.
So
Second.
Motion made by Lillis, supported by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Approval of tonight's agenda. Under new business, I would like to take 2 items off for the next meeting because items 9 and 10. Because I'd like to have a workshop next week. Talk about some new positions and maybe we want to modify these. If not, we'll just go with them the next meeting the way they are. No one has any objection.
that's not gonna impact their service, is it, Jackie? Services?
No, it won't.
Okay. I have no objection.
Yeah, because I thought if it was month to month, I would just vote on them, but it's for the year, so we'll just put them on the next meeting. If we find out we don't want to change anything. Because I was thinking of some other positions to talk about. I know we were kicking around for quite a while. Does anyone else have anything on the agenda to change or add? If not, call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with that change. So moved. Motion made by Koivunen. Do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item E. Appointments and presentations, reappointment of Angie Ostrand to the Park Commission. I have a motion that we approve Angie for another term.
So moved with a large thank you for her service.
Angie gives it 110%, I'll tell you.
Yeah, she's quite involved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. At this point, we allow 5 minutes for any visitor comments, or else we allow time at the end of the meeting. If anybody wants to address the council at this point, if not, then I'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of payroll, December 1st through the 15th. Approval of claims, December 2020. No one has any questions? Call for a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey. We have a support.
I'll support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item H, public hearings. Hearing on proposed final assessment for 2017 LE improvement projects and hearing on proposed final assessment for 2018 LE improvement projects. At this point in time, I am going to suspend the regular council meeting and open the public hearing. And is anyone from the audience trying to address the council on these 2 issues?
I would like to address the council. When they redid that alley, they tilted everything towards my property. So now all the water runs on my side of the alley and floods my lot on the corner. They did put a strip down there, but it got peeled off part of it right away. So, but everything, that alley always was perfect before. And I don't know why, they troughed it in the middle all the way up, but when they got about 10, 15 feet from my property line, they tilted everything my way. And now where I used to cut my grass and I'd come off level with the alley, now there's like a 8 to 12 inch dip that I scalp every time I try to cut my grass. So I don't think I should be assessed for something so rotten. I never had a problem before that. People way up the alley did, but I didn't.
Jerry, you and Ellen want to take a look at that?
Yeah, we know all about it.
Oh, okay.
They did tilt everything towards the middle. And on the bottom, right before Winnie's garage, it did tilt. See, the water ran over towards the edge of his lawn.
Yeah.
So we all looked at it, we met with Lenny and we met with the contractor at the time. And what we decided on is, because the alley is really nice, it's just that bottom does tilt a little bit. outside. So they put a strip of pavement down. And I don't know if we paved it out.
Part of it came off with the loader when they did the snow.
Well, you put that strip
But it was
in,
working, I mean.
did that work, Lenny, when that strip was in there?
Yeah, until they get to the end, because it could only go so far with the strip before they got to the apron down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we
it still
put some class
curved in
pipe.
and flooded that corner of the apron.
And we did put class 5 in there.
Nope,
Remember
nope, I still got a big trough there that I can't cut.
Well, we'll have to have anybody in the council object, so maybe Ellen take a look, and Jerry, and maybe you have to correct that problem.
I agree, yeah, you can't have that happening in your yard. If there's something we can do
Yeah.
about it, that would be great.
I say we do everything in our power to help Lenny out to keep his grass clean and dry.
Well, it shouldn't be worse than it was before.
No,
No,
no.
I mean,
They don't make.
I had a problem like that once before, but it was corrected. I mean, I'd be livid too. I mean, we have to correct it.
No, I didn't see the problem until after they blacktopped, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, wow. Why they cut that and tilted it instead of leaving that trough coming all the way down? I have an idea why, because they did the neighbor's driveway. He jumped in there and got him to redo her driveway, I should say. And the water used to stand there in her driveway a little bit. Well, they made it so it would clear. Well, that tilted everything my way.
But it's gotta go somewhere.
Yep.
But you guys have to take a look at that and see what you can do.
We have to straighten that out there for you, Len.
Leave it in the hands of professionals.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for coming up. Anyone else like to address the council on these two projects? If not, then I'll close the public hearing and reopen the regular council meeting. Since we do not have any unfinished business, we will get into new business. Item 1, resolution adopting assessment for 2017 alley improvement projects. Anybody have any questions or concerns? Call for a motion that we adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have support.
Sport.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 2, resolution adopting assessment for 2018 alley improvement projects. Anybody else have any questions on that? If not, I'll call for a motion that we pass this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do we have a support?
Sport.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we get into the restructuring here. Item number 3, appoint acting mayor. Well, Joe, you've been filling that void for,
Hey, last year was my easiest year of them all, so I would continue.
okay. If no one has any additions or other candidates, I call for a motion that we appoint Councillor Koivunen as acting mayor.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, do we have a support?
Now support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 4, city council board and liaison appointments.
I would just like for the record, say that Bradley's not here.
Oh, no.
Understood.
Everybody understands.
Understood.
You know what that means.
I can go secretary.
At home, he's probably not laughing so much.
So what do you want to do with anything you want to change on this or leave it like it is for now?
I personally am fine with mine. I've been on them for, seems like forever, which I have. And I don't know. I'm happy with mine.
I guess I have no objection to my activities either.
Well, if it's working, which it seems to be.
I'm going to get up to date on one thing though, on the trails and stuff. It's really been a bugger to get fired up with all this going on, so there's really been no movement there. But this year, hopefully, we'll be able to get together with Gilbert and get trails keep going.
Well,
It's been
this-
pretty steady. So, but it's a big thing for owner these trails and stuff, so I think it's pretty important that, this year we make some sort of progress on that commission. Because we haven't done very, very little this year, so.
You know, that'd be about one of the only things that I'd have is that, and we're all pretty good about this on these commissions, that if somebody can't make it for some reason, because it does happen where one of us has to go someplace, that we just have an alternate or they can call somebody to go in their place. Because as long as one of us are there, you know, and it doesn't happen that much, but it'd still be nice to have an alternate for some of it, or let's say if Brian couldn't make it to something and he called me and, you know, or vice versa or anything, it's just nice to have that.
Well, we got a pretty good working relationship because somebody's always around to fill
Yeah.
in, you know.
You got my number.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's what we've been doing, which works pretty well for us.
We got your number. You
Boy,
called
you
that
ever.
right.
You guys are still on my porch.
I think we bled all the money out of that weekend.
Yeah, it's just close enough.
Well, if no one has any changes, I'll call for a motion that we approve the city council board and liaison appointments for 2021.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, to have a support.
I'll support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 5, designate official newspaper. Anybody have any preferences here?
Whoever the less expenses is.
How is it working out, from last year? Is that, everybody satisfied with that, or do we have problems, or?
We have hometown focus on our
Because on occasion, we end up utilizing both papers, you know, so,
When a situation arises?
yeah. So what do you want to recommend, Jackie, the hometown focus?
We're fine with those folks.
Anybody else have any input? Like I say, because most of the time we have to use both anyway, depending on what we're doing. Well, if no one has any preference, then I'll go with recommendation that we designate the hometown focus as our official newspaper. Anybody gonna make a motion or?
Oh, so moved.
That was good, Dave. I'll second.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. You know, you sure miss Brad, he's leading the
He would have
charge.
jumped right on that.
Bet. Item number 6, designate depository. Designate the Miners Bank of Eveleth as a depository for the city of Eveleth for year 2021. Call for a motion that we approve the Miners Bank as our depository.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have a support?
Sport.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Number 7, resolution appointing a responsible authority and assigning duties. And Jackie, that would be you.
Yes, this is standard,
Yeah.
first meeting every year.
Call for a motion that we approve the resolution appointing a responsible authority and assigning duties.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Sport.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 8, consider designating Benchmark Engineering as the city engineers for 2021.
How long do we have to consider it? Oh, Al's here?
Al's here, yeah.
Okay, I'll so move.
We have a support.
Another year in the sun, Alan. Support.
Support by Rousey, any further discussion?
Sorry, Al.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Number 11, Ellis location land licenses for Alta Valley and Peterson Construction and Sleeve Sportsman's Bar.
I'm going to abstain from this one.
We have a motion that we approve these 2 land licenses.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. That's. Item number 12, resignation of Michael Gifford, EMT, from the Eveleth Ambulance Service. Call for a motion that we accept his resignation and send him a letter of thanks for his years of service.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Resignation from David Potters, a firefighter. And I would also like to accept his resignation and send him a letter of thanks for his years on the service.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Rousey, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Well, that takes care of new business. Anybody have any committee reports? I know it's a little early. The year's just starting. Any carryover from last year?
We had a EDA meeting the other day where we awarded the applicants for the forgivable loan program.
Oh, okay.
And it was a virtual meeting, but I believe the final tally was $98,000 was awarded at that particular meeting. And we have some additional funding left, and we anticipate we'll be calling for another round of applications for the businesses that didn't have an opportunity to get on board the first go-around if they so choose. So every little bit we can do, I think, probably will help these business owners during these tough times.
Well, you're exactly right. These are unprecedented times for these businesses.
There was a few people that I've talked to that the reason they didn't come the first time because they didn't know about it because they weren't part of the Merchants Association. So maybe the next time around we can get it out so they realize it. And I told them, well, I didn't realize it. You know, I didn't know that's how we told everybody through the merchants, because there are people that aren't merchants but have businesses, so hopefully we get the word out to them.
That's our best tool, is to use the merchants instead of major gas sales, when they get the word out, but we're getting close to working on some paperwork, so continue the loans, and like I say, Brian said, we're gonna reissue with another deadline, so we get a whole bunch more people, so.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one of the best programs we initiated, you know, in the timing, because what else could we do? Anything you can do for them. So I had the council, you know, getting together and jumping in for the businesses here, because that's, you know, what the town's about.
Yeah.
That's why people
Well,
are
if it
here.
wasn't for the town, for us trying to get this forum, I mean, they're not receiving anything now, and they haven't received anything. You know, it's always middle of next month. I mean, they're 2.5 months out and they haven't got a damn dime from anybody. You know, our governor, he smells a stay down there as far as I'm concerned. I mean, because it hasn't showed anything up this way. And I've learned one thing, you can't get COVID at Menards or Walmart or anywhere, because when there's over 500 people, it's safer than when there's 6. Okay, that was my rant.
That's pretty good, Joe, I like that.
I think it's along the same lines as far as some of the things that we're trying to do to help. I don't know if the entirety of the public's aware that we went 0% on our levy increase for 2021. You know, realizing the trying times that everyone's facing, not just our business people, but we're hoping it's going to work for us this year. So just like to get that out there so people are aware that we're thinking about them.
Well, it's like you said, Brian, you know, you do enough things, pretty soon they add up to, you know, significant help. You know, the zero levy, the loan program, and some of the businesses, forgiving some of the times they were out of business, license fees, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you start adding it up and then it means something, you know. You can do is only so much.
Yeah, and I never expected in my lifetime to be in a situation like this, but
No, Anytime you deal with, those big government agencies, the feds and stuff, it's so complex, those programs to apply. And it's just, it's unbelievable how anything gets done, that way. They make great headlines, but until you try to get the money.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating. I think that they should, when something like this happens, everybody from the governor down should have a pay freeze until everybody's taken care of. Then you'll see the ball rolling a hell of a lot faster than it is right now.
That's called skin in the game, Joe.
Yeah,
That's
right
right.
now they don't have any in the game, and it's not only around here, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, my heart goes out to these people, and they made it this far. I sure hope they can come back from it.
Yeah, that's how many are gonna lose permanently, that's my concern.
Yep.
Anybody else have any committee reports or presentation?
I did see that there was a flyer in our water bills about the library pickup and stuff, and I'm on that commission, and I was very happy to see that.
That was the biggest complaint in town.
I know that there's a lot of people that miss that place.
And there were some compliments that there's a little access now.
And it's all nice in there, painted nice and stuff, it's really
The
spruced up.
library and our water phone, or our water thing out on Vale Pond are the
Yeah.
two biggest concerns we have in town.
It's something else. You don't realize how much that place is used, that library. In a small town, there's not a lot of places to go and you just don't know. You make plans, boom, here comes another order, It's just, you can't plan for anything. You don't know what's happening. John, you got anything else to add
Absolutely nothing.
of a positive nature? I don't want any grumbling.
Positive nature. My wife has been sick and she's coming home on Thursday finally after a month of incarceration in different hospitals and institutions.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm looking forward to getting my butt chewed on a regular basis.
When she walks in that house and sees what it looks like, I guarantee you.
Hey, my wife is very clean and everything like that, but when you're nervous and you're home alone, I spit shine that house. It is ready for her to come home. She won't have to worry about a thing.
It'll sound like a mind blast up there on that street.
I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm a happy camper no matter what happens.
Joe, you got anything to?
I just want to say thanks to our crew out there, Jared. Tell the boys that they're doing a good job. Main Street's clear of snow. They've been doing really good because I'm out there with them and I'm pretty impressed. No light poles,
Not yet.
trees still up by the bank. Darn it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, we had a full-blown blizzard a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago.
it was terrible.
I'm surprised we never had any power outages that I'm aware
Yeah.
of.
I guess I
I
was
expected that.
I usually.
I was up
always
at
go
the
out.
curling club because I was cleaning up for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I was coming in by the curling club, and the Hockey Hall of Fame was there. The wind gust come, I could not see the Hockey Hall of Fame. That's how bad it is up there. It's a whole different ballgame up there.
Well, that's where the wind comes over the top.
Oh,
It
yes.
runs right over. I do want to tell Terry that I want to thank him personally for leaving the Christmas decorations up through Serbian Christmas. It's a big deal at my house, and we appreciate that. So, a little bit of consideration, so thank you.
Those decorations look pretty nice in the park this year,
Oh, they're
We got a lot
beautiful.
of compliments on them.
I had a lot of compliments too. So the Parks and Recreation Committee did a great job because you come down and it just looks great.
Yeah.
You go out of town that way, there's lights. I mean, it looked really nice. Wasn't many people on the main street, but it sure looked pretty.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. Chief, you got anything to add?
Not tonight, Mayor.
Jerry, you got anything?
Just one thing, I wanted to mention that Hippodrome did come back for late yesterday. We're having youth and high school practices starting up yesterday, so I was down there for practice and the kids are really excited to get going again and everybody's pumped up. You have to wear masks and we're doing all the necessary things, but hopefully that'll change soon too.
Is that movie company? They said they'd start up after the first of the year sometime.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them since, so we'll see.
And
It's
there's,
a little tougher now with all the youth in high school back at it.
Yeah.
understand they have
It's
some,
nice to see, have a little action down there again.
they've got some pretty good restrictions on youth hockey as far as, who can even attend anymore.
Yeah,
From what
right
I
now,
hear.
I don't think any fans can attend games or practices, sorry.
Right.
They haven't came out with what they're gonna do for games yet.
I think I had heard that they would allow one parent and they would have to videotape it or whatever, but no grandparents.
You could send one grandparent in lieu of parents.
The high school did put in cameras in the Hippodrome now, so they're gonna be live streaming most every game, even you are planning on, but I don't know exactly what it entails.
No?
That's just gonna start out too. But it's nice to see the kids doing something with them.
Well, there's
Oh,
light,
yeah.
there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's starting to turn around for the better now. I mean, I would think, you know, it's, at least people can get out of the house a little bit.
They're
When-
using the outside rinks pretty much.
Yeah, they're loaded. I take a
Oh.
around every now and then and I check all the rinks and there's kids on there constantly.
I'm walking the dog, I can hear them pucks bouncing off the boards on the Franklin. I mean, and it ain't just one time, it's a bunch.
No, there's been some good groups out there, especially West Eveleth is usually pretty busy too. So, yeah, they're getting used, that's nice.
Yeah, there's people maintaining them and there's, I mean, this is all during the day and stuff. A lot of activity. Jerry, you got anything else to add?
Well, that's it, man, thank you.
Ellen, you got anything?
Nothing, Mayor.
Jackie?
I don't think stressful.
Steph? Mitch, you showed up.
Hey, happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully by the time September, October rolls around, hopefully we have all this heard and heard.
Does anyone from the audience want to address the council at this point? If not, I'll adjourn the meeting.